Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. First of all, happy Canada Day to all my Canadian friends. I hope you are making the most of this holiday, although given the current pandemic situation. Every day feels like a holiday these days. But anyway, thank you all for the positive feedback on the Xingyi and Bagua content videos. I really appreciate the encouragement as well as the discussion. I'm sure today's video comes as no surprise to most of you. So, without further ado, let's talk about the content of Tai Chi. Tai Chi has enjoyed mainstream popularity in China for many decades now and has gradually been accepted by many people around the world. Though most people around the world practice Tai Chi for its health benefits today, the original function and objective of practicing Tai Chi is gradually being noticed and appreciated in the community as well. Also, as one of the three internal martial arts, Tai Chi has its unique characteristics. One of my Tai Chi teachers once said that Tai Chi is a cultural martial art. What he implied was that Tai Chi carries the Chinese culture. The content carried by Tai Chi, such as balance of yin and yang, integration of dynamic and static, strength without aggression, focus on internal cultivation, among others, reflects the nature of Chinese culture. However, many Tai Chi practitioners are unaware of its complete curriculum. Most of them consider the Tai Chi form to be the entire style, while others adopt a take it as it comes attitude to learning. In my opinion, one should look for continuous improvement in any learning process in order to have an ideal result or performance. One should be actively looking for a new topic, a new challenge, a new area to improve. The active learning approach in Tai Chi practice is the key factor of success. Unfortunately, it is not the case in our Tai Chi community. Soft movements of Tai Chi should not be used to soften our focus, our mind, and our pursuit of a clear goal of achievement in practice. This is my suggestion to my students, and I would like to share it with you today. This is why I always promote the idea that we should have a clear picture of what we can practice in learning Tai Chi. Also, along with other styles, I have created some Tai Chi introductory videos. Please watch them to have a better idea of this one. So, topics covered in this video include: first, why the systematic approach is important. Second, building blocks of Tai Chi practice. Third, function and benefit of each building block. Fourth, advanced level of Tai Chi practice. Fifth, demonstration. And sixth, takeaways. Again, I recommend you watch the whole video in order to get a full picture of Tai Chi practice requirements. I believe that after watching, you will have a new understanding of Tai Chi practice. So, let's get started. First topic, why systematic approach is important. Like I mentioned previously, in my personal experience, active learning instead of passive learning can have a major impact on the outcome. I'm not applying that you have to create a stressful learning environment in order to be active. Being active in learning here means that we should establish a clear objective in practice. Clear objectives are identified and created based on analysis of collected information. The most important information in this case would be the overall structure of Tai Chi content. If you lack this information, you will lack direction, and your practice will be as good or as bad as passive practice. Active practice is about the right attitude as well as the right direction. The content structure and systematic approach to practice can be better understood by clarifying the learning style, including both the attitude of the practitioners and the adapted methodologies. Next comes methodologies. To attain a high level in Tai Chi practice, we should be aware of a clear path to reach it. Practitioners, be aware. The number of years you have spent doing the movement is not at all a sufficient indicator of your level of practice. We cannot define the clear path by just measuring it by how many years we have invested into this. Instead, we should know what the contents are and how to be proficient in them in terms of time, effort, and of course, benefits. When someone asks me how many years they would need to master Tai Chi, my answer is always the three magic words: I don't know. Therefore, I believe that a systematic approach in Tai Chi practice involves not only maintaining active learning as a necessary attitude, but also knowing the contents and the requirements in advance and never losing sight of them. Second topic, brief history of Tai Chi development. Now, let's take a brief look at the history and evolution of Tai Chi as a martial art style before we dive into its content. Tai Chi as a martial art has a recorded history of about 400 years. If someone claims that their style of Tai Chi is older than 400 years, you should not take their claims seriously, because they are either lying to you or their practice is at a primitive level, neither of which deserves any attention. In any technical system, clear evidence is the key factor in evaluating its efficacy. Some people credit Zhang Sanfeng as the founder of Tai Chi. Zhang Sanfeng, a legendary figure in Taoist history in China, has had a great influence, both direct and indirect, on many Taoist practice like meditation and martial art, including Tai Chi. For the last few decades, many historians have worked continuously to investigate this historical figure. I will talk more about Zhang Sanfeng in a future video. So, let's talk more about the recorded history of Tai Chi to get a better sense of the development and evolution of this style. First point, 3 stages of Tai Chi development. Based on my research, there are 3 stages of Tai Chi development. Those are early stage, middle stage or classic stage, present stage or popular stage. We can visualize these stages better by looking at important events, documents, and people involved in each stage. The first stage was the early stage of Tai Chi. I use the term early stage to define the period mainly around the lifetimes of Wang Zongyue and Chen Wangting and others. So, you can consider the early stage of Tai Chi to be around 400 years ago. A lot of the latest research proves that Wang Zongyue, a martial artist from Shanxi province of China, and Chen Wangting, one of the main creators of the Chen Style Tai Chi, were contemporaries. Any prior Tai Chi practice, including theory, concept, and the movement, were merely in the primitive stage. The justification for this claim is that prior to this period, Tai Chi lacked a clear definition as well as written training documents. There were only a few short poems or proverbs about practice. The name Tai Chi did not even exist in this period. Based on a lot of evidence, we can say that the early stage of Tai Chi saw a lot of progress, but would still be considered primitive compared to the development in later stage. But that is no surprise at all, since that is how things evolve. Fortunately, Tai Chi continued to evolve after the early stage. The next stage of Tai Chi was the middle stage, or as I prefer to call this, the classic stage. Some people also call this the modern stage or scientific stage. I prefer the term classic stage due to many reasons, including the following. Any martial art should possess a well-defined theory as well as practice in order to be considered a well-developed system. Beginning from Wang Zongyue and Chen Wangting, all the way to the 1840s, Chen Style Tai Chi had evolved and developed in terms of practice. However, it was still lacking in theory, because of which it could not be considered as a well-developed system. Around the 1840s, Chen Changxing, the sixth generation of Chen Style Tai Chi, reorganized prior 8 routines into 2 routines of Tai Chi. The practice aspect of Chen Style was considered well developed after this change. More importantly, a critical important figure by the name Wu Yuxiang emerged during this period. He gained prominence for his pioneering literary work on Tai Chi. Wu Yuxiang, born in 1812 and passed away in 1880, was a scholar from a wealthy and influential family in Hebei province and worked as a Qing dynasty government official. With 2 of his older brothers, he learned the old Yang Style Tai Chi from Yang Luchan, the founder of Yang Style Tai Chi. Yang Luchan created this style by modifying the small frame Tai Chi, which he learned from Chen Changxing. Wu Yuxiang also studied with Chen Qingping at Zhaobao, a town next to Chen village. Based on Yang Luchan's teaching and his own understanding, Wu Yuxiang created his Wu Style Tai Chi, or commonly known outside China as Wu Hao Style Tai Chi. Be careful here that in Chinese, the word Wu in Wu Hao is different from the Wu in another Wu Style Tai Chi. Wu in Wu Hao pronounces the 3rd tone in Mandarin, while Wu in Wu Style Tai Chi pronounces the 2nd tone in Mandarin. They are different characters in Chinese writing. In order to avoid confusion and follow the English translation tradition, I would use the term Wu Hao as the name to indicate the style created by Wu Yuxiang. Wu Hao style Tai Chi has its unique characteristics. Its movement is very small and subtle. Practitioners mainly focus on balance, sensitivity, martial intention, and internal development. I just studied this style in a very short period of time with a friend of mine before my 20s. It is a great style, but I hardly have any experience with it, so let's just leave it as that. By the way, the second syllable of Wu Hao style Tai Chi is the sound Hao. It was named after another master in Wu Hao style who had made a major contribution to this style. His name was Hao Wei Zhen. Very often, people call this Wu style Hao form or just Hao style Tai Chi. So, in English, people use the names of both Wu Yuxiang and Hao Wei Zhen to call it the Wu Hao style. Wu Yuxiang's contribution of particular importance to the entire Tai Chi community was that he wrote some of the most important and valuable Tai Chi articles to introduce and explain Tai Chi theory. His description of Tai Chi theory is considered as the gold standard even today. In 1881, Li Yiyu, nephew of Wu Yuxiang, published 两连让堂 Tai Chi 全谱 or the Tai Chi document of 连让堂. 连让堂 here is the name of his house. The meaning of 连让堂 means the room for probity and humility. Fun fact, in China, traditionally, educated people preferred to name their house, especially the room where they worked, by a nice title. This tradition exists even today. Li Yiyu's book is the compilation of documents written by Wang Zongyue, Wu Yuxiang, and Li Yiyu himself. This document is the earliest well-developed, well-defined Tai Chi theory book. It is considered a Tai Chi classic. Of course, other family members of Wu Yuxiang and Li Yiyu, such as Wu Yuxiang's brothers and Li Yiyu's brothers, participated in the work as well. So, the Tai Chi theory developed and published by Wu Yuxiang's family is the landmark of the classic stage of Tai Chi development. Some people call it the scientific stage. By the way, would you agree with the term scientific used in describing this stage? In China, especially from the 1930s, anything titled scientific would be considered correct or proven by default. This custom is even more rampant today. I thoroughly disagree with this. If we take Tai Chi as a technical system, and surely this system has been proven effective in many aspects, then the term scientific would be correct. However, if we perceive Tai Chi as a cultural phenomenon, then the term scientific would not be appropriate. We cannot judge a cultural phenomenon based on science, since culture is more behavioral than scientific. We can use scientific ways to work on social phenomena, but the latter is not a science in itself. So, I prefer to use the term classic to describe this stage, since it has both characteristics of science and culture in Tai Chi. Now, let's talk about the third stage of a Tai Chi development, the popular or mass stage. In order to promote Tai Chi as a physical exercise, around 1956, the State Physical Culture and Support Commission of China created a simplified routine of Tai Chi based on Yang style form. Since then, all of the routines of Chen, Yang, Wu Hao, Sun have been classified as traditional routines. But the commission focused on promoting the simplified routines so that it could be used in Tai Chi competition, since the standards to judge different schools of those traditional Tai Chi styles were hard to define. In 1980s, competition routines of those 5 traditional styles were created. However, these routines were merely for demonstration and competition purposes. Their movements become exaggerated, effectively violating traditional Tai Chi principles. In the beginning of the 21st century, in order to promote both the traditional and the modern Tai Chi practice, the Commission created a new evaluation or Duan system borrowed from other countries. Even though there was the objective to restore the martial application of the traditional style of Tai Chi by introducing new competition items such as push and so on, it is still very hard to achieve the goal. By the way, around this time, another style of Tai Chi, He style Tai Chi, emerged. It is more commonly called Zhao Bao style Tai Chi and is now a part of the 6 traditional Tai Chi styles. Zhao Bao is a small town beside Chen village. There have been a lot of conflict and debates between Zhao Bao town and Chen village about whose Tai Chi came first. However, that's not relevant to this topic of today's video. So let's continue with the main topic. I think Tai Chi exercise is a more appropriate term for modern Tai Chi. It can be done or does offer certain benefit as well. I think we should respect one's choice of style. I do not criticize anyone's decision to practice Tai Chi solely for the purpose of health. What matters the most is that you practice Tai Chi correctly regardless of what your goals are. This concludes our Tai Chi history overview. This should give you a fair idea of the development of Tai Chi theory and practice over the last 4 centuries. Second point, define the building block approach. The building block approach is my creation in defining the different part of any internal style. I hope it will paint a clear picture for Tai Chi as well. Since there are different Tai Chi styles and each style has a traditional and modern ways of practice, in order to simplify the complexity, I'd like to use traditional Chen style as an example to demonstrate the structure, since that's the style I have practiced the most. Similar to Xingyi and Bagua, I have classified Tai Chi into 9 building blocks as well. Those are principle and theory. Second, silk reeling training. Third, Chen style first routine. Fourth, push hand training. Fifth, weapons training. Sixth, Fa Li or force releasing training. Seventh, Chen style second routine. Eighth, martial application, and ninth, internal cultivation. These blocks are organized into 4 steps. Those are foundational step, composed of building block 1 and 2. Physical training step composed of building block 3 to 7. Martial application step composed of building block 8 and internal cultivation step composed of building block 9. Now, let's talk about these building blocks. The Tai Chi principle and the theory block. I can't emphasize enough the importance of Tai Chi principle and the theory. Tai Chi is so rich in theory and concept and other culture-related elements that you could call it a cultural martial art. No matter what your style you practice, but especially if you practice Chen style. Some important documents that I would like to recommend are 连让堂太极拳谱 or Tai Chi document of the Room of Probity and Humanity by Li Yiyu. This book is a collection of Tai Chi documents of Wang Zongyue, Wu Yuxiang, Li Yu, and others. Like I have mentioned in the previous part of this video, that it marks the starting point of the classic stage of Tai Chi. Second, Tai Chi Quan 图说 or Illustration of Tai Chi, written by Chen Xin. I introduced this document in my previous video. This book was published around the beginning of 1930s. Third, Tai Chi Quan 体用全书 or Complete Form and Application of Tai Chi Chuan by Yang Chengfu, grandson of Yang Luchan, published around 1934. A great book due to Yang Chengfu's illustrative photos. These three documents will give you a good understanding of Tai Chi principle and theory. It is worth noting that there are 4 types of Tai Chi books. First, pure theory. So, the first book is the perfect example of this category. Second, focus on theory and the Tai Chi form. The second and the third book in this category, in this category. 3. Focus both forms and applications. Books published after 1950s are in this category. And 4. Only focus on forms. Many Tai Chi books are in this category. Since the richness of Tai Chi principle and theory, I don't think it is necessary to introduce the detailed information here. Please bear in mind that as with other martial art documents, all the Chinese Tai Chi documents were written for those who already understood Tai Chi practice. They were not written for beginners. It may be very easy to learn the movements by reading a book, but to study Tai Chi theory, especially Tai Chi principles, you need someone to explain them to you. Otherwise, it would remain a puzzle in the sense that you may know the movement but would have no idea how to apply them in practice. Direct transmission of knowledge from a qualified teacher is necessary to bridge the gap between theory and practice. Therefore, if you are interested in learning Tai Chi, please do not waste your time in looking for the perfect book to explain Tai Chi theory. Even if such a book exists, it would be totally useless to you. To summarize, a practitioner needs to understand the theory and then apply it in practice in each detailed movement. It takes time and effort combined with the qualified teacher's guidance. The second building block is silk reeling exercise. I have explained it in my prior video. If you are interested, I recommend checking out my prior Tai Chi lecture videos later. Like I said before, according to Chen Xin, Tai Chi practice is just a collection of different types of silk reeling exercise. There are many types of the silk reeling exercise, including positive, negative, big, small, inward, outward silk reeling, among others. Other styles of Tai Chi may not use the term silk reeling, but they do follow the spiral motion in practice. Also, it's worth noting that Tai Chi practice does include stance training. However, I prefer not to talk about it here, since stance training is backed into the Tai Chi routine already. Additionally, you can choose to stand in any posture from the routine, and that will be your stance training. Also, the beginning posture of any silk reeling exercise is stance training practice as well. I would recommend practicing silk reeling every day. The third building block is the first routine of Chen Style. To practice this routine, you have to study each movement slowly and feel the silk reeling energy circulate in the body. Also, detailed analysis of each movement is necessary to reach a good level. The fourth building block consists of push hands. Push hands practice is unique to Tai Chi. Tai Chi push hands serve a definite purpose, and traditionally there are specific rules for practicing Tai Chi push hands. Unfortunately, many people do not know either the purpose of the rules and therefore end up practicing a diluted version of push hands, but not the intended Tai Chi push hand anymore. I will explain push hand in the future. Basically, Tai Chi push hand has two types. One is the stationary and the other one is the dynamic. I highly recommend putting a lot of effort in the stationary push hands, since it is the basic and very important form of push hand, and in general, the term push hands refers to stationary push hand unless mentioned otherwise. You should follow the push hand pattern first and try to practice freestyle only after you are comfortable with the pattern. I ask my students to practice Tai Chi push hand in each class. Unfortunately, I often notice that people don't even know the traditional Tai Chi push hand patterns, and they just push each other without purpose. You may call this push hand if you want, but it's just wrong to call it Tai Chi push hands. The fifth building block consists of weapons training. Based on the latest research, the original Tai Chi weapon is the Quan. Of course, there are other weapons such as double-bladed sword, saber, spear, to name a few. In my opinion, the best Tai Chi weapon is the Tai Chi sword, which can help people develop proper Tai Chi structure. If you have a chance to learn Quan, then that will be a good tool, since it can help you strengthen your back, your waist, and overall martial ability. By the way, the Chen Style Tai Chi spear routine is the combination of spear and staff practice. In practice, I prefer to teach my students spear and staff separately, which is beyond the Tai Chi routine practice. But it is just a choice, and you can decide by yourself. The sixth building block consists of Fa Jin exercise. Fa Jin means force release. Very often, Tai Chi practitioners neglect this part. As a result, they have to put a lot of effort into developing proper Tai Chi force. Traditionally, we have a specific Fa Jin exercise for each style. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of fighting training if you want to reap the full benefit of Tai Chi. The seventh block is the second routine of Chen style form. A popular name for this routine is Cannon Fist. It is a faster, more powerful, and more dynamic form compared to the first routine. To possess Tai Chi power, one has to start from the first routine. Starting directly from the second routine is pointless, as you need to know the first routine to develop the intended form and structure. Once you know the first routine, the second routine is a lot easier to study since there are less movements in total and many movements are similar to those in the first routine. However, it is hard to practice because it requires zero compromise on Tai Chi principle in combination with fast execution of movements. The eighth building block consists of martial applications. Originally, Tai Chi was created as a martial art. So, to maintain its original purpose, we have to practice its martial applications. There are very rich martial applications including locking, striking, kicking, and other necessary skills and techniques. The applications should be practiced separately with the training partner. If you practice only the routine and ignore application training, then your practice would be considered Tai Chi exercise. The ninth and highest building block in Tai Chi, as in other internal styles, consists of internal cultivation. Let's talk about internal cultivation in the context of Tai Chi. Many people believe Tai Chi to be a Taoist practice. Yes, to an extent. However, if we talk about the internal cultivation aspect, Tai Chi as its core is confusion in nature, at least according to the documents of Chen and others. There is a commonality between Taoism and Confucian in terms of energy practice. However, when analyzing the impact caused by these two philosophical systems, we can conclude Tai Chi's energy practice is more Confucian in approach than Taoist in terms of cultivation. For example, Tai Chi practice at a high level emphasizes the cultivation of righteous qi, which is the core concept of Confucianism. In Western terms, we could translate that to mean a strong moral compass gained through physical and mental practice. Other prominent Confucian teaching is giving up selfishness in favor of benefiting the community. This teaching has been adapted by Tai Chi practitioners in the form of giving up yourself and following others. This could be interpreted in the Western term as not actively resisting, but instead reacting to the opponent's force to produce a favorable outcome. So, understanding this aspect will help us improve our internal cultivation practice. This is the philosophical topic and needs to be elaborated in a much more detailed manner. Also, it requires some foundation of Confucianism. I will explain it more in a future video. So, those were the 9 building blocks. Now, let's talk about the function and the benefit of each building block. Topic 3. Function and the benefit of each building block. I will keep this topic brief and only talk about the most important function and the benefit for each topic. The first building block, which consists of the principle and the theory, helps to build a theoretical foundation of Tai Chi. One would not be able to reach a good level without understanding some key Tai Chi principles. The second building block, which consists of the silk reeling practice, helps to build the basic and the most important practical aspect of Tai Chi. It is the spiral energy gained through specific, well-defined exercise. It forms the physical foundation for higher level of Tai Chi practice. Building block 3 to 7 form the bulk of the visible practice of Tai Chi. Those consist of the two main routines which are the carriers for the Tai Chi techniques and skills, and also the Tai Chi push and weapons training and Fa-Jin exercise to help strengthen essential Tai Chi skills. The 8th building block consists of martial applications. Of course, martial applications are what make an art martial. A martial art without applications became an exercise or a performance art. Specific applications require specific training method. Martial applications may not be for everyone, and that is absolutely okay. Unfortunately, Tai Chi today has the public perception of being merely a health and relaxation art. Still, we should respect and not look down upon those who practice Tai Chi solely for health or relaxation. I would rather Tai Chi be practiced by many people, even if only for health and relaxation, than an exclusive club for only the most dedicated martial artists. The 9th building block consists of internal cultivation. Internal cultivation helps us maintain a physical and mental balance, cultivate righteous qi or a strong moral compass, and nourish our spirit through practice. It should be practiced with full intent through regular reading, studying, refinement, and repetition, or the objective will never be reached. Topic 4. Advanced level of Tai Chi practice. Now, let's talk about what advanced Tai Chi practice is like. It is hard to both qualify and quantify an advanced level of Tai Chi practice. The definition of advanced level will depend on the objective of the practitioner. If you just practice Tai Chi for health, then restoring and maintaining a healthy body and mind can be considered an advanced level already. However, to get more benefit, some other elements such as applying the Tai Chi principle in our daily life or experiencing a higher energy level will be a more advanced practice. As for martial application as a purpose, the ability to apply Tai Chi power naturally and simultaneously is an advanced level. Being able to win the competition while still respecting Tai Chi principle is an advanced level. Furthermore, as in other internal martial arts, Tai Chi practice is a journey and not a destination. In that, there's no end to what you can achieve so long as you practice regularly and intentionally. But that may be difficult to understand and experience, while the health and the martial benefit are quite tangible to understand. In the end, I believe that having a fulfilled life is the ultimate goal. In my experience, the overall feeling of well-being is more pronounced with Tai Chi practice than the other internal martial art. This is why I love Tai Chi very much. Topic 5. Demonstration. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now with speed. Topic 6. Takeaways. First, in this video, we focus on Tai Chi development process in both theoretical and physical practice. The landmark of the classical Tai Chi stage is Wu Yuxiang and Li Yiyu's book, since it indicates a strong development of its guiding principles. Second, some important Tai Chi documents such as Tai Chi document of the Rule of Probity and Humility, illustration of Chen Style Tai Chi, and also the complete form and application of Tai Chi Quan by Yang Shengfu, among other publications, are some of the most important documents explaining Tai Chi theory and principles. 3. Confucianism contributes more than Taoism in Tai Chi's theoretical and philosophical foundations. Before I sign off, I would like to tell you that the objective of this video is not only to help you see a clear picture of the entire Tai Chi practice, but also to provide you with a framework for your future practice. I hope this video helps you identify any specific areas that need more work. If it does, I will consider this video a success. Please do let me know in the comments if you would like further explanation on any specific topics mentioned in today's video, and I will try my best to accommodate those in future. So, thank you for watching, see you next time, and enjoy your practice.